So clearly I'm not Tony Jones and this isn't Q&A, not even Gary Mitchell. Darren de Mello looking after Sweet and Sour tonight. Though, like Q&A, we have questions, we have answers and we have a panel of experts that will weigh in on it. Probably less political. Well, we'll see. Definitely talking relationships with flatmates tonight. We will get political, I lie. Refugees also pop up, as well as ungrateful swines. We're never too far away from them. Find out more shortly.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Welcome, hello. This is the program that we call Sweet and Sour. It's where Australia comes to wrestle the issues out. You may have noticed I'm not Gary Mitchell. My name's Darren de Mello. I'm filling in while he does Secret Men's Business, I believe. And we have assembled a cast for you tonight. Can I start at the beginning? An old friend, a man about town, a beard these days I notice too, but also...
Be careful what you say.
Look, a director and producer, Nunzio la Bianca, welcome.
Hello,
my
Darren.
friend.
How are you? Beautiful. Good to be back.
What's been going on these days? Movie number 3 is the
Aussie Park Boys 3, but that was a few years ago now.
Okay.
A couple of things in the pipeline, but no, just living a normal life, pretty quiet now.
Okay.
Yeah, just involved in the building and still running my little kung fu classes.
I noticed on
still do
Facebook,
that.
little
Yeah,
self-defense.
done it since I was 11, so, you know, from Sour Kung Fu. So I still teach that and do personal training between that little bit of building, running a plastering company and dealing with a couple of scripts and things at the moment.
Look at that. Do you have time for anything else in there?
Well, you know, movie making is not hard, sorry, but it takes time. There's no bang, it just takes time. You need time to put things together, you need the right people and to make it happen, you know.
All right. Well, look, I wish you all the best. I hope you get the time. Thank you for sparing some for us. And also, hello to asset manager Stacey Snooks.
Hello.
You sound like the person I should have spoken to a long time ago. What sort of assets do you manage?
I do residential property management now.
Okay.
For NS Residential.
Okay, and is that so residential as opposed to commercial? So
I've done commercial in the past, but I do residential now for a firm owned by my mother.
Ah, nice. And you've been doing it since you were 11, like yours?
No, since I was about in my early 20s, so not long.
And is it like when they talk about, you know, chefs do, you know, no cooking at home? Like, you know, are your finances all over the place, or give us some hope here?
No. But saying that, look, I manage properties, but then I'm doing work at my own house, but that kind of comes second. Do you know what I mean? So it is a bit like that.
It really is.
So I do things for my properties that I manage, and then my stuff has to come second.
Fair enough. Well, again, thank you for sharing with us. Time is a very important thing. Claire, wow. Claire Flynn, you are a sexuality coach.
That's correct.
With a whistle and a megaphone, like a gym coach at school,
That's
or
right.
no?
I always make sure I never come second. Always first.
We're going to explore this as we go. Thank you for coming along. Korum Ellis, actor with a project out in October.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
what's it called?
Zombie Ninjas versus Black Ops. Very exciting.
Ooh. That's got all the food groups, isn't it?
It's all right there. Australian film debut on October 10th. It will be premiering at Palace Cinemas in Adelaide.
Look out for it. Zombie Ninja Black Ops, and you are the...
I am Black Ops.
Okay, cool. Just checking. Not a zombie.
No.
Okay. More
Maybe
makeup.
in the sequel.
Much more makeup. All right, let's get to our first letter. Everybody ready? Pens poised. Help me, Mitch. I think my flatmate might be in love with me. I moved in with her and another girl about 7 months ago, and we 3 women have become great mates. She seemed quite flirty in the beginning, and we went out as a group a few times, and the 2 of us even held hands. But it never really was meant to be anything else, and I just assumed she wanted to be friends also. But then she had a relationship with a guy and would constantly moan to me about him. One night, while she was on a business trip, I know, but she actually drunk dialed me saying she wished we were together. I just assumed it was the booze talking. Then denied all knowledge of it. When I saw her next, she did apparently, but ever since, she hasn't been able to take her eyes off me, and I'm worried she has some sort of infatuation. I like her, I think she's very attractive, and if we weren't living together, I'd happily date her. There's a lot of detail here. Even though someday I want to marry a boy and have a normal family, is it appropriate when we're sharing the same roof to blur the relationship border? Would going further cause us both issues? And let's not forget we have another flatmate to think about. Keisha from Maroubra, New South Wales. Let's start the questioning with Korum. What do you reckon?
Okay, well, there's a few things I want to point out in this letter. Some key words that really jumped out at me. Moan, infatuation, attractive, sharing, and another flatmate. All of those were really standout features. Keisha, I think you need to listen to your heart and to my fantasy and just let this go where it may. Just give it a go. The worst thing that can happen is you all take different paths in 6 months. But I really think you should look into this situation.
It's a learning
definitely.
experience.
Absolutely. Experience is important.
Claire, you could bring to the table here?
Look, I'm going to look at it in another way. I think she's discovering her sexuality. She knows she likes boys. She's now attracted to a woman. I think the question here is, would going further cause us both issues and with the other flatmate? If you don't want to cause issues with the other flatmate, why don't you try another woman first? Go and experience it. Open up your sexuality. If you don't want to bring it into the house, keep it out the house. And then if you give it a go. Give it a go, because it's obviously an area you need to discover if you're attracted to another woman.
But maybe not start at home.
Probably not start at home if you feel there's going to cause issues with the other flatmate. Once you've experienced it with another woman and you sort of you're more liberated, you might want to bring it into the home. But if you do, I would look at talking to her and have an agreement with her.
Okay. Stace, anything been missed here?
Well, I look at this and I see that she says, you say you want to get married to a boy and have a family, then, you know, you're looking for a guy, not a girl. And then this other girl, she may be looking for a long-term partner, be that male or female, and you're obviously not looking for her, so maybe you shouldn't lead her on. And then alternatively, she may have just drunk-dialed you and she may not actually be looking at you, and it may all be in your mind. So maybe you've got tickets on yourself.
So a reality check, maybe a cold shower might be useful. Nunz, what do you reckon here? Any experience with flatmate loving?
Well, it's happened many times to me, let me tell you.
Really?
You know, the other way around with men.
Really?
No, I'm just joking. No, but she does say that she'd date this girl if they weren't living together. She can't say you're going to date this girl. You would date her. You do like her. You would, but because you live together, you don't. You can't say that. Give it a go. How do you know? It could be love. Could not be love. Do you know? And then you explain it to the other girl. This happens a lot. This happens a lot. And very rarely, I think, would people turn around and say, well, I really like her, but I won't because we live together. Even guys and girls.
I don't think it's stopped that many people. Is the
no, it doesn't stop them.
No.
So
go for it.
Go for it.
I think everyone seems to be in agreement on that one there. Maybe even include the flatmate.
There's no sour here, it's just all sweet.
Okay. Well, you know what? You can let us know what you think. Facebook or Twitter is where you can continue the conversation.
Yeah, take photos.
Please.
Well, I think, if you do, then definitely keep us in the loop on how things go, okay? We're talking trouble in the Middle East and refugees next up. Why aren't we just sorting things out is the question of our next letter writer. If you want to send us a letter, we'll get your details after the break. So come back on Sweet and Sour and we'll talk about that lot and more.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
This is Sweet and Sour. This is where you come to get your problem solved. Now, if you want to send us a letter, if you've got an issue that you need discussed and out there, send it to, we're going to throw these addresses up on the screen, letters@sweetandsour.net.au. Also, where you can find past episodes and more, you can check our website, sweetandsour.net.au. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, do all the bits. Plus, for a behind-the-scenes look at Sweet and Sour, yeah, that's right, angles you don't get on the TV, you can also follow us on Instagram. Not my most flattering angle, I imagine, might pop up. Who knows? You might win yourself our movie this week. Our movie Pass from Natalie Cameron is me and Earl and the Dying Girl. That's what somebody is going to be off to check out as a way of, consolation from the advice that we give them. Hopefully it's not a case of ruin your life, go and see the movies. But, I think we've got good advice to pass out here. You ready for letter number 2, people?
Bring it.
Dear Sweet and Sour, okay, this is quite serious now. serious pants. Millions that are on the move out of Syria at this point, talking 12,000. That's 12,000 too many in my view. This is just the start. No one wants to live in these pathetic regimes that are oppressive, violent, dictatorial and utterly inhumane. So you can see I have solid compassion for the suffering of all people. I'm older and wiser now, however, and I know that running from the problem doesn't do anything to change the situation, and we will soon have far more than the current number streaming out of Syria and, of course, subsequently the neighbouring unbalanced Middle Eastern countries too. My view, I thought we'd get to it eventually, is that we shouldn't be taking these people and resettling them permanently elsewhere. We ourselves should be going in there, boots on the ground, sorting this out once and for all. We need these people there in their oppressed homelands to help us when we get there. Right. The battle between the primitive East and the modern West that was predicted by Nostradamus, here we go, is here. We need to go in fully committed to rid the world of these backward, dangerous morons. Okay, now he's opening up. By resettling and diluting these populations, we are simply letting the oppressors win and making it more comfortable for them to perpetrate their morally devoid regimes. Well, we did uncover their true opinions in their event. Susie M from Rockingham, WA, was the one behind that one there. It's a lot to absorb. I'm going to throw it over to you, Nuns, to start this process.
Susie, you're an idiot, realistically, because I don't think you realise the dangers of what's going over there. People being killed, their heads are being beheaded. I mean, people don't come to Australia because their country is fantastic. They come here because there's a war on, or there's no work, or something bad is happening where they come from. I mean, I'm Italian, and we didn't come here. We didn't pack up and come here because it was fantastic. After the war, there was no food, there was no work, so we come on a boat. Like everybody else, it was a ship, but it was a boat. We come here like everybody else.
You came on a submarine,
and you integrate, and and you make the best of it, and this becomes your home. Because at the end of the day, realistically, we talk about Australians without any disrespect to anybody, but the only true Australians are the Aboriginals and the Indigenous people. Mm-hmm. We all came on a boat. We're all foreigners. We're only a couple of 100 years old, so you can't stop him. What's an Australian? I think we need to build Australia, multicultural. I mean, pasta now is part of the Australian cuisine.
Absolutely.
Spaghetti, and wherever you go, we've got the best food in the world. And it's come from integrating these populations.
And not just food, but, lots of other good things have come from it too. Stace, what do you think?
I completely agree with Nuns.
Are you in any way on the same page as Susan?
No, I completely agree with Nuns. I mean, we are a multicultural society, and like Nuns said, it was fantastic over there. They wouldn't be coming here. And furthermore, who are we to be going and sorting it out? I mean, we can't just run over there and sort it out because they, according to Susan, are morally devoid.
It did really well in Iraq and Afghanistan. That didn't take very long, did it?
Well, they think that we're actually morally devoid, so we can't go and push our ways over onto them. And these people, they're living in a hideous environment where they're liable to get killed, blown up, beheaded, or something else horrible is going to happen to them. So of course they want to come here, and they come here for a better life.
You're out in a limb, Susan, by the look of things here. Claire?
Oh, do I have to? Yes.
Oh, please.
Okay.
Is this a situation where, it's don't run from it, face your fears? Is that at all appropriate?
I think it would be great for everyone to put funds together and help them rebuild where they live. I don't think a lot of these people actually really want to leave their country. They're running from it because they're being bombed. I think they actually want to stay there. If we could all put our hands in our pockets and go and help them, we don't need to go and do the legwork necessarily and be there. But if we could get the money there to the people and give it to them for them to do their own legwork, to rebuild schools, rebuild what's happening in their country, and stop bombing them.
But you've got to but you're suggesting also maybe give them a place to stay in the meantime, if they need it.
Because how do you resolve the problem? They're getting killed.
Well, they're getting killed, I know. Well, maybe do a little underground world like we do.
Like War of the Worlds, I think that's where that came from. Okay.
There's no quick fix here.
There isn't.
We're only scratching the surface, Korum. Where are you taking us here?
Susan.
Is it the Nostradamus bit that kind of...
Yeah, well, Nostradamus, he said a lot of stuff. It's such a difficult topic to pass an opinion on. This is a war and a difficulty that has been going for as long as anyone has been writing it down, thousands and thousands of years. And It's hard. Who do you help? Who do you hinder? One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. It's so difficult and complicated. Susan, you make a couple of okay points. I won't wipe it off straight away. You can't run from a problem. The problem will still be there. But the other guys are absolutely right. There's people have been killed and bombed indiscriminately. There is no food and water. There's no energy or warmth. They can't live in this place and survive. They literally need
some slack.
Absolutely,
a little bit.
Yeah,
is what you.
there's people really, really need a hand more than anyone ever has before.
I think we're being a little bit more kind of generous than your general view there, Susan. You may have some points, but you may need to discuss this with your friends to get back on the page with the rest of society, possibly. Facebook or Twitter is where you can continue the discussion. Next up, ungrateful swines, or relationships, partners' relationships, friends' relationships, sisters' partners. We'll discuss.
Whether you're sweet or whether you're sour, make sure you tune in 9 p.m. Mondays because we're sure to have something for everybody.
It's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Are we there? The last letter, people. Are we ready to go? This is going quickly. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. This is where we solve issues for aspiring rappers. That's right.
Yeah, what do they do?
That's what we're doing here. You guys ready?
Yes, I do know that.
We're
Yes,
about to
no,
dish
well,
out some advice. I think we may have lost a couple over here.
Yeah, I think so.
I do know them. He's opened one in town. A little karaoke bar.
Really?
No, Joe, not Joe. Gino has. Joe's out.
My friend Nunzio, he loves a chat. Okay, get your teeth into this one, mate. My sister's partner is an ungrateful swine. How do I tell her he's no good for her? Sisters' relationships, do you dare make your point heard? They've been together for about a year. I use that term loosely because he's more often out with his mates than spending time with her. Undoubtedly, the reason they're still a couple is because he got her pregnant. And little Ashley was born 6 weeks ago. But he'll barely lift a finger to help with the baby or the housework. He's aspiring to become a rapper. I don't know why I find that funny, but anyway, something I can't condone because I think I'm an out-of-work radio guy, so really, I can talk. I think he should be getting a real job and supporting his family. He managed to convince his family to send him to Sydney for a week to pursue a record deal. And he persuaded my sister to lend him over $500 spending money, pretty much all the savings she had. After 4 days there, he called her asking for even more cash. He was staying with friends, so all I can assume is he drank the rest of it. How irresponsible can someone be? The only reason I think that she's still with him is she's hoping he'll make it big and then her money worries will be over. But that's a terrible way to bring up a kid. What if he doesn't make it? How can I tell her that she's being selfish as he is and she'd be better off on her own? Georgina, Salisbury, South Australia. Wow, there's a lot to digest in that. Claire, is he going to make it big? Is it worth hanging in?
Look, that's the big question, isn't it? Look, I believe he needs to follow his passion, most definitely. And if you've got a passion like that, follow it. You don't have to get a real job. I've never had a real job. So
none of us on this panel have a real job.
No, I don't think anyone's had a real job. So it's not about the real job. I'll let go of that part of it. I think more than anything, he's not been responsible in making the income to pay for his own way. He needs to do that and contribute. If he's contributing in other ways, he might be doing other things around the house or being the house husband and she's working. If that was happening, different story. I don't get that impression either. He sounds like he's just a boy, not a man. He hasn't matured to take on the responsibility to be a father and a husband at this stage.
Well, if anything should make you pull your socks up.
Yeah.
The next generation should be the thing. Korum, what are you thinking?
The question you have to ask Georgina is, does he have flow? Will...
What, you mean like a working prostate?
And a working prostate also would be ideal. No, you got to kick him to the curb. You can't have, as a young mother with a baby, you can't have another liability on your hands, this bigger baby. You've got two babies to take care of, and it's too much for you.
It could be his rap name, Bigger Baby.
You sure? Yeah, absolutely. Have you got $1? That could be his first big hit. No, you definitely need a supportive provider in your life that can at least provide for themselves, if not help contribute to your situation with your young family.
But nonetheless, you know, he should follow his dreams, but just maybe not dragging everyone
Absolutely.
off
Passion and dreams are fantastic, but you need to prioritise a little. If you've got, responsibilities, then they sometimes need to come first.
Are you going to pour cold water over his dreams,
Oh,
Nunzio?
shut up. Mind your own business. I wanted to be a nightclub owner and an actor and a director, and this is like a letter that one of my ex-girlfriends wrote. And you were wrong. I did it. I opened nightclubs. I made films. I don't know. He might make it, but yeah, you've got to have a bit of responsibility. You've got to stand by your girl, especially if you've got a baby. Baby changes everything. Follow your dreams. You don't know. If you look at X Factor or you watch one of the shows, The Voice and that, people go in there and make it. They're nobodies, but they make it. Good luck.
But they have some responsibilities possibly along the way that you're going to just find, maybe get a day job as well as, rapping on the
Can't
side.
be a bum.
Yeah.
Maybe you could help him with maybe some financial advice, Stacey. Buy a few houses. Well, actually, you'd need money first, wouldn't he?
Well, I think he sounds like he's being an irresponsible little boy, to be honest. And I think he needs to grow up and be a man because he's got a child now. And follow your dream, that's fine, but get a job. Maybe do this as a secondary thing, that's fine, but provide for your family. And Georgina, I think your sister is maybe going to not get rid of him, but eventually he'll probably run off or do something else, and she might get rid of him eventually, and you'll need to be there to help her through that time and pick up the pieces.
Do you be the one to point it out, though? Do you say...
She can point it
to
out
your
till she's
sister?
blue in the face, and her sister won't listen to her. Her sister will do what she wants to do, so all she can do is stand by, and when the pieces when it all falls apart, she can be there to help her sister pick up the pieces.
All right, so Georgina, we're with you, but you kind of need maybe to just step back and let it go. Now, is that the letter that wins the Aussie Optical Sunnies today? We've got the three to choose from.
Yes.
Do we have a consensus on which one deserves them?
Three's got my vote.
Three. Nobody wants to give it two.
Well, no, two had my vote, but,
But you're
it's a
outvoted.
democracy we live in.
Okay, all right. Well, in that case, we are going to send the Aussie Optical Sunnies out in the direction of Georgina from Salisbury in South Australia. Everybody that sent letters in, though, gets a movie pass. That'll be worming its way out to you to go and check out the flick that we have, which is Me, You and a Dog Named Boo. Or something. Me, Earl and the Dying Girl is the movie. Well, come on, it was close, something like that.
Me, You and a Dog Named Boo.
Well, maybe. I do play old songs. I play old songs on the wireless. Give me a break here. Don't forget, you can continue the discussion on Facebook or on Twitter. Don't forget to send us a letter if you want us to, discuss your issues. And as we say about the flatmate situation, I think we all agree we want pictures, don't we? Yeah?
Yes.
Well, most of us do.
Polaroids.
So, yeah.
Preferably.
Polaroids?
Yeah, they're always more fun.
They leave less trace that way, don't they? You can send us a letter anytime, sweetandsour.net.au. Thank you all, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, to Nuns, to Stace, to Claire, to Korum. Peace, word.
All of that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting all Gary Mitchell on you, I realise. This is all the kind of street talk that Gary does, but he'll be, I think, back in the chair next week. I don't know. I've been told that it definitely won't be me after tonight. No, look, it's been fantastic. Thank you, everybody. You can take a break now. Can we get air conditioning or something in here? You have no idea. We're working in the Sahara Desert.
That's why they call it the hot seat, Darren.
It is the hot seat, I know, but no one's winning $1 million last time I checked. Sweetandsour.net.au. Tell us what you think, or tell us maybe if there's some kind of personal cooling device that we could use in the recording of this process next time.
T-shirt and shorts.
You reckon?
Fan.
We'll work on that for next week. Thanks for coming. Bye. Are we all wave now?
God, that was the hottest.
I know.
Last 5 minutes, wasn't it?
I think maybe a safari suit would have been the key.
Were we talking when you started that one there?
Yes.
Oh, damn straight.
For quite some time.